Even the best team in the world makes mistakes. A bad ball reception, a pass that misses the target, a shot next to the goal and the possession changes. In a previous video it was described why this moment is dangerous for the team that loses the ball. The team is in the offensive basic order. The further the team has advanced, the more vulnerable it is to a counterattack. If the opponent can continue the game immediately, he will be anxious to exploit this defensive disorder. There is a threat to his own goal. In the past few years, however, there has been a revolution in football. Why shouldn't they be able to use the transition moment for themselves after losing the ball? Why shouldn't they keep the upper hand even after losing the ball? It has always been the case that players didn't switch off immediately after losing the ball. Follow-through is the magic word that was already drilled into their players by the junior coaches. This individual tactical action, following up after losing the ball, has been systematized in recent years. Coaches have thought about how their team should behave after losing the ball. Following up is no longer just following up, there are whole books on the question of how teams should behave after losing the ball. Jurgen Klopp coined a term here that has been on everyone's lips ever since: counterpressing. This term has come to mean the systematic pursuit of the ball after it has been lost. In effect, it is a modified form of pressing. Here, too, the aim is to exert collective pressure on the opponent. The difference is that counterpressing is not initiated from the defensive formation, but from positional play. Tension between counterpressing and falling back. The field of tension in which a team moves after losing the ball is clearly circumscribed. The team can either aim for the immediate recovery of the ball. In this case, it keeps the pressure high, moves to the ball and goes into a duel. The alternative is to drop back. The switching moment lives up to its name. The players switch from the offensive formation they have been using in possession back to the defensive formation. From this basic defensive formation, the tactical means presented in the chapters on the opponent's possession can be used. The cycle of the four phases begins again. Once again, a distinction can be made between a strategically offensive and a strategically defensive variant. Counterpressing is the strategically offensive variant. The team moves forward, increases the pressure, wants to actively influence the opponent's further progress. The quick return to one's own defensive formation is the strategically defensive variant. Passivity is bought into the defensive formation. Passivity is accepted in order to be able to better defend the subsequent possession phase of the opponent. The term backward pressing: after losing the ball, players often have to move backwards to return to their defensive position. If they put the opponent under pressure in the process, this is known as backward pressing. The tactical foul. Guardiola enjoys a reputation in the world of soccer as a fair sportsman. His teams generally receive fewer yellow and red cards than the competition. No wonder, Guardiola's teams always have a high percentage of possession. In turn, those who have a lot of possession are less likely to foul. After all, fouls usually happen when the opponent has the ball. However, if you put the fouls in relation to the percentage of possession, you get a different picture. Purely in terms of the time the opponent holds the ball, Guardiola's teams foul more often than most. That's no coincidence. Counterpressing, as Guardiola has in mind, is an aggressive as well as risky affair. The idea is to put the opponent under pressure, and when the ball is lost, a fight is immediately sought. This increases the likelihood of a foul. However, a foul in counterpressing can also have a tactical component. For example, if the opponent breaks free from counterpressing, he often has the chance to start a quick attack. The team that has just gathered for counterpressing is vulnerable. A foul solves this problem. The opponent's counterattack is interrupted. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel.